Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Brothers to the End podcast. I am one of your beautiful hosts, not as beautiful as our other host, as you can see right now with the beautiful blonde hair. Hello, Vern. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Thanks for introing.
Do you have food in your mouth?
Dude, I didn't eat this morning.
Wow,
so
dude.
I literally had to
really fucking professional, man. Couldn't even eat this. We've been sitting here for 30 minutes just looking at each other, and he couldn't eat during that time.
And I was going to just not eat, but then I realized I was going to be super hungry. When I get super hungry, I get really crabby, and I didn't want to have to take it out on you during the podcast.
You do get kind of hangry. You're definitely a hangry kind of guy.
Kind of. It's my personality.
Just being hangry?
I'm just hangry all the time. People.
Oh,
when
it's
they
like
talk
the Hulk,
about
but
me,
with food.
When they talk about me like in private, they're like, "Oh my God, yeah, Vern, he's so sweet. Just don't let him get hungry."
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, Vern, honestly, I know that guy. He was real pissed off that last time he forgot to eat breakfast.
That is kind of true, though. It really is.
Yeah.
You're a pretty nice dude, except to me. You're kind of a dick.
Just don't get in the way of me and my food. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
There's two things you don't mess with when it comes to myself.
Okay.
And that is my food and my money. You come in between my food and my money, we're going to have problems.
Well, fair enough. Is it because money pays for your food?
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I get it. I totally understand.
Dude, I've been blessed enough to have such a wonderful support system. Like if everything ever were to happen and I become homeless, I know that I can like live on your couch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've done it. I literally have done it.
You didn't live on my couch.
Well, yeah, because you're rich and I had a guest room, but I had a place to stay, you know?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
But I would feel guilty after a while eating all your food as well, especially now that you got a little one. Oh, can we talk about how fucking cute you are as a dad?
Why?
This is not for show, chat. He literally, like, before we started the podcast just today, he goes, okay, I'm gonna go give Cohen a kiss real quick, and then we'll start it up. Like that was his pregame ritual. Like LeBron James throws chalk in the air. Before Bren starts the podcast, he has to go give his son a kiss on the forehead, bro.
I do.
It's the sweetest shit I've ever. I almost cried. I almost started this podcast off with tears.
I mean, Steph was like, "Hey, Bug just woke up. Come and see him before you start your stream." So I was like, "Damn right, I'm gonna go see him. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna be sitting here probably for the next 7-8 hours. I'm gonna miss the little dude. I'm gonna think about him, And what can I say? I love that little guy." Dude, he's almost 3 months. He's going to be 3 months in 4 days.
For some reason, you said 3, and I thought you were going to say years, and I, had a mini fucking heart attack, and I was like, where have I been?
Time's not going that fast, brother. It's not going that fast, thankfully.
Dude, I can tell. It feels like it's just been dragging on forever. I'm finally about to book a trip home.
Yes, good.
Now that the vaccine is available, the people that I was most worried about are eligible for the vaccine back home, and so finally after a fucking year, I will be able to see my family again.
Oh yeah, dude. I know how important that is to you, so that's actually amazing to hear because I'm assuming this is the longest you've ever been away from your family, like by far.
Literally ever. Okay, yeah. I think the longest I've ever not seen my mother has been like maybe a week.
Holy shit.
Like, oh, no. It was like, it was probably when we went to TwitchCon EU.
Y'all are literally both going to be crying when you see each other.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel so bad because Nova's going to join me, right?
Your whole family's just going to be a mess the first time she meets everyone.
Because that's the thing is obviously I want her to meet my family, right? But also I have not seen my family in a year. So it's going to be basically my homecoming and the first time they're meeting her. And so, it's just going to be a fucking mess, dude. It's going to be a mess.
So, are you going to introduce her as Nova or her actual name?
Her actual name, and I don't think Nova is she doesn't hide her real info, but she goes by Nova online. So, whenever discussing her on the internet.
Oh, okay. I got you. I
am
am that
Nova.
person who likes to, when I
dox people?
No, I call people by their real names when I know them.
People.
That's not doxing. I don't say their full names. I just say their first name.
You have said my full name.
That's different, okay?
It's not doxing when it's your best friend.
Listen, I'm sorry, bro. Okay, I've learned. I've made mistakes. I'm learning. It's a process.
Goldie 2 drinks and 2 Uno games in, and he's just like, "Fuck, dude." He'll do anything.
Have I ever said your middle name?
No, but
I've never said it. I've never said
actually,
it.
no, I've kind of weeded that out, but it's like super secret, top secret.
Yeah, I know, and I've never said it. I know that one's like super off limits, and I don't say it ever.
Yeah.
You know?
But now people are gonna fucking wonder what my middle name is.
They'll never guess it. They'll never get it never. So you don't have to worry about that. Anyway, because it's fucking ridiculous. No, it's not. It's just anyway. Moving forward, we're not gonna give them any hints. We got a podcast for you guys today. Obviously, what is this? Three straight on Saturday?
Yeah, since returning. Our
So
schedule has been on fire. I said that last time you made fun of me, but we've been killing it.
we have been.
I'm flexible as all hell. All right.
Are you?
You're the busy man. Yes.
Touch your
What have
toes.
you ever been like? What have you ever been like? Let's do the podcast. And I've been like, nah, dude, can't today.
Okay, don't
If
put.
we
It's not
schedule
my
a
fault that I have a
podcast-
kid, bro. Well, it is my
I'm
fault that I have a kid.
I'm just saying. I'm flexible as all hell. So all it took was you having a schedule. Like I said,
Okay.
my boy's rich out here, and so he be doing like 15 fucking sponsored streams a month.
Excuse me? No.
And he'll be like, bro, oh, dude, can't do it at our normal time this week because I got 4 sponsor streams today.
That's not
like,
true.
how you gonna work at 4 sponsor streams? He'd be like, bro, don't worry about it.
Dude, it's the
Don't worry about
grind,
it.
bro. I got
Speaking
diapers to
of-
pay for.
Wait,
What?
I wasn't planning on talking about this on the podcast, but I have it might be good to like preface it because I could use your advice and your help.
Okay.
And I know we've talked about stuff like this on the podcast before, but basically, and I don't think I signed an NDA about this, so I can't talk about it beforehand. Hopefully,
bro.
if there is no sponsored stream this weekend, know that my contract was ripped up and I'm probably facing legal action.
Maybe.
But so I'm working with Head and Shoulders again this weekend.
Nice.
But they did something really cool where it's like it's not just like me showing off and talking about hair care product. They brought in a I'm supposed to be a mentor and a mentee.
Okay. I did that. I did the same thing.
So they have me like just talking
who
with
are you? Can you say who you're partnered up with yet or no?
I think so. His name is Biggity. He is like kind of blowing up on TikTok and he just recently started streaming and stuff like that. Cool kid, dude. He's an awesome dude. We've kind of been chatting in between time. He actually he wanted to play, and I feel bad because he wanted to play games beforehand just to get more comfortable with like our dynamic. But I told him no because I wanted our first interaction to be organic, and I wanted it to be like because I know I hope he has questions and stuff.
Get to know each other, kind of
and like the
live.
platform. Yeah. So I wanted that whole interaction to be like super organic. But I'm also like a little nervous because it used to be like back in the day, there used to be like just things that you could do to like make sure that you were going to be successful and stuff like that on stream or set yourself up for success. And now I feel like that has changed so much. I feel like you could do everything right, but that doesn't equate to success anymore.
For sure.
And that's scary.
Well, I mean,
but the first thing I wanted to talk to him about was replying all in emails.
Wait,
My man
that's your
refuses to reply all. Biggity, bro, if you're listening to this right now,
Oh,
I need you
dude.
to reply all in emails.
Yeah, you got to
We're
get
like-
that down.
We're like in a group, email, and every single time he replies to like the emails,
Just one person.
the person, like the people like with the campaign,
Have to CC people
have
back
to
in.
like, yeah, they're like I've got like 4 or 5 emails that are like looping everyone in here, and I'm like, bro, just reply all.
Dude, that's
we're
so
all-
common. That's so common.
Yeah, I mean, but and the alternative
frustrating.
is like you always have people that like will reply all or like just spam emails, and so like I get like not wanting to be like.
Well, I thought you were going to actually talk about that. I thought you were going to talk about like, you know, when you get those emails from people who are like, hey, we love your channel. Like, we would love to work with you. And then you realize they not BCC'd, but they CC'd every other single YouTuber on the planet. And it's like, we love your content. You're really, it's like, oh, thank you so much for that. Really, like, come on, bro. That's real specific. Thank you so much for making this personalized email just for me.
They forget to like change out the name.
The names.
Have you ever gotten one of those?
I mean, well, yeah. Hello, YouTuber. In like, you know, quotations or some shit. Yeah, I've seen this.
I literally got a contract one time. Oh man, I know. Obviously, I've talked to you about this.
I was gonna say with a different person.
I don't want to say names.
Don't even say names. But did that work out for you in the end?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go, baby.
So
just don't say the brand or say the name.
Yeah. So basically, there was one time where me and Brennan. This is a while ago, right? So I feel comfortable talking about it now. But there was a situation where me and Brennan were doing a sponsored thing together, and these people put like they sent me Brennan's contract, right? Brennan, obviously being a larger streamer with more followers and stuff like that, earns a little bit more money per like activation. And me being the good person that I am, I felt like super guilty, and like it's their mistake, but honestly, people make mistakes, right? We're only human. So I messaged them back and I'm like, hey, it seems like you might have messed up a little bit here. There's another content creator's name. I love
that you did that too. You didn't say like, oh, that's Goldie's. You said another content creator.
Yeah. I was like, well, I didn't want it to make it seem like I was trying to be as professional as possible about it. So I was like, you have another content creator's name on this contract. Like you might want to get that sorted before I sign anything. And they're like, oh, thank you so much for catching that, blah, blah, blah. Then they send it back to me, literally same contract, same rate. And mind you, like it was a substantial amount more than they were going to pay me. I was very happy with my rate. I understand how these things work, but you were earning a little bit more than I was. They didn't change it.
We talked about it, and I just told you, sign it.
And so I was like, I gave them an opportunity. I'm just gonna sign it, and if it comes back at me, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
worst case scenario, they pay you what you were originally going to be paid.
Yeah,
Best case scenario, they just miss it, and they're gonna pay you the same.
And guess what? We got Gold Glove money that month.
There you go, baby. It worked out.
It did work out.
Hopefully, they're not listening to this. Their accounting department.
I don't think they knew.
They still don't know.
Bro, there's no way.
There you go, baby. It worked out.
I mean, like, dude, it's just like things like that just kind of, especially like in that situation, like I kind of get it. Like you're pumping out contracts and stuff like that. But like,
no, there should that is a I've never seen that happen.
That should not happen. I think it was more the agency's fault than it was like the actual brand.
But you're right. I mean, these agencies, they're working with probably thousands of content creators. They're probably doing many, like, I don't even know, probably maybe hundreds of campaigns at a time. There's probably a lot of shit going, a lot of moving pieces, but
a lot of moving parts.
Still should not happen. Like you have these budgets.
I mean, it worked out in my favor this time, but I can't imagine how many times that it like something gets fucked up and like something gets, you know what I mean?
But I don't think it would ever like affect a content creator. I don't think it would ever come back to be negative for you.
Dude, I absolutely it could.
Unless they were like, hey, we want to pay you this, and then all of a sudden they come back and they're like, oh no, we didn't mean that. That was for someone else. One, there's two things you could do there. You could be, a way too nice of a person and be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. We can go with a different rate. Or you should just be like, no, that's what we fucking agreed upon. That's what I'm doing. That's what you're gonna pay me, which is what you probably should do because that was their mess up and it's a company. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm no longer working with anyone anymore.
This scenario though is that they literally are like they have like separate campaigns for separate people, and like I negotiated like 2 Twitter posts and 1 Instagram story or something like that. But they're doing another activation with another streamer that is doing like 4 Twitter posts and like 3 Instagram
I see. And then they expect you to fulfill that.
Like, we've negotiated that, and I just assume that's on my contract. I read everything now, right?
That's good.
Maybe in the past, like when I was first starting out, I didn't like comb through every contract, but now I do.
The little skim, the little. I get the gist. Yeah.
Like you just assume people are gonna be like not make mistakes. Right.
Yeah.
Like, I said I would do 2 Twitter posts and 1 Instagram story. That's what's in my contract. But then all of a sudden, like someone else draws up the contract. Someone else is the one delivering it. And then all of a sudden it's time to do the activation. And they're like, okay, so we expect all 4 of these Twitter posts this month. Yeah. And you're like, wait a second.
That could backfire. I learned very early on in my YouTube career to read everything on the contracts, thank you. Shout out to Machinima in perpetuity.
I was just going to say my first ever fucking contract was with Machinima. And
read the fine print.
Everyone.
Yeah. Honestly, I was like 17 years old anyway. So I wasn't even a fucking adult. I'm shocked that they were even allowed to have me. That's why none of those contracts stood up, because a lot of the people who signed them were kids, right? Like, there's no way they were ever going to be able to win that in a court. So that's why pretty much everybody got out of that contract. But it was fucking scary at the time, right? But yeah, definitely read the fine print. So are you asking me for like advice for this mentorship that you're doing? Or,
dude, yeah. I mean, as a new streamer, like,
is he a new streamer?
He's just recently started streaming. I think he's
okay.
like into content creation. I mean, some of the stuff that I think I have a pretty good grasp, right? Like some of the things I want to touch on is like diversifying your portfolio, and one thing that I've been really, really bad about. But it's he's killing it on TikTok.
It's easier said than done. So yeah, I mean, there he goes. He's already kind of doing that, right? He's got he's got his foot in TikTok. If he's doing well there, that can here's my actually advice is, there are certain platforms that just don't translate over, right? Like there's just certain things that don't translate over. Like, for example, I mean, it does happen for some people, but there's, I don't know, there's NBA players or professional baseball players who have millions and millions and millions of fans, but they might pop on Twitch and they might have, a couple hundred viewers. Like it does not necessarily translate. Granted, if you're on TikTok making gaming content and people are liking that, it probably will translate a lot better over to Twitch, right? But I think that's something to kind of keep in mind. I mean, that was originally why I was able to build such an audience on Twitch quickly,
because of YouTube.
I mean, yeah, I never technically, like, I hate it when people ask me like, Goldie, what did you do when you first started out? Like, how did you go from no viewers to where you are now? And I'm like, well, technically,
you already had that
technically
platform.
I never did. Like, streaming wise, I never had 0 viewers.
Yeah.
I always had, viewers from my YouTube, because I would just upload the video on YouTube, hey, live streaming over on Twitch, come and hang out. And the people who were interested would come over. So
yeah.
At one point I definitely had 0 viewers on YouTube, and that was a thing you have to build up over time.
Dude, it was, I'm not gonna say it was easier back then, but the discoverability was so much better. Yeah.
The amount of people who are on these sites now is just tenfold, more than that, 100-fold.
My favorite saying, there's too many chefs in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
And there's just not enough diners
now, granted,
in the establishment. But so I saw really, like, to that point, I saw a really interesting post on Twitter yesterday that was talking about like the statistics of streamers and viewers. And if you averaged 50 viewers a stream,
you're probably in like the top
1%.
Yeah.
Top 1% of streamers on Twitch.
Which is crazy, right? So that really puts into perspective like how many streamers are out there who, have less than 50 viewers, which is crazy to think about. So Twitch is really bizarre to me, I think. But I mean, I get it on one hand, I understand it, and then on another hand, I don't. And it's that, there's like, I don't know, people flock to the big channels everywhere. It's like, if you're a big channel, you only get bigger, right? Like, dude, I'm not signed in on our TV upstairs. So when I go to Twitch, it takes me to the homepage and it always shows like recommended channels. And I'm sitting there and, I've been on Twitch forever. Granted, I don't watch streams every day. I don't really keep up with like, everything. I'm just too fucking busy. I don't have time to sit down and like, research it all and watch. But I click on it and there's a person I've never heard of. Granted, he looked like a younger streamer. He couldn't have been older than 20. And he, honestly, it kind of reminded me, like his setup reminded me of my old setup when I lived in my mom's house. It just, I don't know. It looked like a kid's setup. Maybe he's not a kid. I don't fucking know. But,
just really roasting this dude for no reason.
I'm not. Well, I'm about to fucking he had 101,000 viewers.
Yeah.
Playing Minecraft.
This system is set up like that, though.
And I went, that is remarkable. Like, I just can't even fathom that. Like, starting off, there's no way he's been streaming for that long, right? Like, maybe he's been streaming for 4 or 5, 6 years, and he's just now blew up, right? But he had 100,000 viewers, and I was like, I can't even fathom that type of growth. I think if I grew that quickly and had that many viewers, I feel like that would fuck me up, like on a mental level. I don't even know if I could do that.
I don't know. I think I feel like most people, yes, but I feel like because even myself, like, it doesn't happen often, but like just recently, after our Bud Light tournament that we were in, Lupo and Cloaksy rated me.
Oh yeah, that's probably a lot of viewers.
And it was massive. And I feel like I handled it really fucking well.
Yeah.
But it's because I've been doing it for so long. Right. Like, of course, like, obviously not a reflection of them, but there's obviously some trolls when you have that many people in one area. There's obviously trolls and stuff like that. And like, I was able to take it in a way and like spin it and make it fun for everyone and be like, hey, we don't play that shit around here. You know what I mean? And so like
Lupo, to be fair, Lupo's community is so fucking nice.
Oh, dude,
Holy
he did it.
shit.
It wasn't even like a real raid. It was after he whooped my ass in the tournament in the Call of Duty, like the finals. They came over and they were like, "Hey, it was a really good game. You guys did so good." And like they were just the most supportive. And I'm sitting there like almost in tears because I just got my ass beat and my chat was like flaming the fuck out of me.
They're so fucking nice.
But they are super nice.
Yeah, it's Lupo.
Like,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say like I feel like a lot of people wouldn't know how to handle like instantly like going because like my stream is a very modest stream. I love my community. It's one of the best communities on Twitch. But we normally sit around like 100 to 200 viewers a stream, right? Which is very modest. So you
1%, baby.
You literally add like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people just in that mix. It's a lot. It's a lot to fucking handle.
It is.
You know? But we've been doing this so long. I feel like we know how to handle it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've had moments where I've handled it well, and then I feel like I've had moments where I didn't handle it well. You know, it is what it really depends on how they come in, right? Like Lupo's community, they raided me the other day, and it was like a 7,000 person raid. And it was fucking huge, and they all come in, and you know how they came in? It wasn't Lupo raid or anything like that. We love ads, run ads, please run pre-rolls.
Dude,
or
run mid-rolls. Stream did that to me.
Is that there? I love that. I that's a genius thing to do during a raid. I love that. That's super funny. I was dying. I was like, wait, you guys I'm not gonna. I was like, I can't run an ad, guys. I literally just ran an ad. It won't let me. And they're like, we don't care. Run ads,
bro.
I was like, you guys are fucking hilarious.
That was actually so fun. Like I baited them into staying in the stream because somebody like I learned that was their game, right? Like I don't know if that's just something that they have like worked out with Lupo and Cloaks, but they were like, one of the persons in the chat was like, run an ad so I can leave, and I was like, oh.
Well, I guess you'll have to stay until I run that ad.
No ads the rest of the night, and they're like, oh, and then they would just like participate in chat, and dude, it was like the funniest shit ever.
That's funny.
It felt good. It felt good. They do got good.
I mean, I feel like we're different too because we've had experiences with like, you know, the race had 100,000. You know, I've been in a handful of streams that have had, you know, over 100,000 viewers and situations and stuff. Granted, you know, some of them were different than others. I don't know. At this point though, like the number of viewers isn't. I don't even look at my viewership number most of the time anymore. Like I used to like it used to really bother me. You know. Sure. You know, I mean, to be fair, and it eats at you too. That's the thing. It's like if you're constantly trying to chase a number and you're trying to validate your content based on a viewer number, I feel like you're only going to set yourself up for like fucking failure. Like you're only going to just be, you feel shitty about it, you know? So like my piece of advice when I was doing the mentorship was like, always, if you're a new streamer and, you know, maybe you don't have a lot of viewers, the big thing is you want to stream. You want to stream like someone's always watching, and you want to try to stream, and you never know. Maybe there's a new viewer in there, and you want to remember that. I need to remember that sometimes. Like sometimes I get so caught up in doing the community shtick and like me roasting George and shit. Like I feel like, sorry George, I'm calling you out though. Or you know what I mean? Just like the friendly banter between our friends. Like I feel like sometimes new people might come in and they're like, what the fuck? These dudes are dicks. I don't want to be a part of this. Like because they think it's like maybe genuine or they think it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? So sometimes I'm like, okay, I gotta remember, you know, we gotta take a step back. We gotta kind of, you know, I don't know. I think that's a piece of advice that I feel like I need to follow more is always try to stream like new people are watching and that there's always someone watching. That's, you know,
I think absolutely like 100% to that point. Like, I feel like people who have like very large streams and a lot of viewers, the viewers, granted they produce content, right? The viewers produce content. Like you can look over, interact with chat, and they're usually saying some silly shit, you know. And anytime you can incorporate chat into your content, it's a win, you know. And so when you have like just a sheer amount of people, you know, a crazy amount of people that you're able to bounce off of, it makes things easier. But then you go into like a newer streamer or something like that, who will literally just sit there and play a game in complete silence. Yeah. Because they don't have that chat interaction.
It's like, harder. It's not definitely
gonna attract
harder.
more people.
Right.
You know? Like if we go into a stream right now and they're just sitting there inside, like that's not gonna make people want to come back.
Right. Yeah.
So you literally have to stream as if people are there all the time, as if you are on stage
Yep.
and there is an audience at all times. It doesn't matter the amount of people.
You're
You are
putting on a
there,
show.
like,
That's the thing. You're
yeah,
putting on
every
a
time.
show, and you know, maybe you're starting out on the little tiny stage, and someone walks by. You want them to stay though. You know, you got to entertain them. What? Are you okay?
Yeah, just
everything
some
okay, buddy?
gifters in chat.
Oh,
It's a podcast.
Damn,
it's a
bro.
podcast.
They just throwing gifted subs at you during your podcast?
Dude.
Must be nice. No,
Okay,
seriously, that's
stop
amazing.
baiting subs. This is a
Dude,
podcast.
dude, honestly, I've been hanging out with George way too fucking much, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Jesus Christ, dude. I'm going to start begging.
Begging, dude.
Sorry, I have to really enunciate begging now because you guys roast me because I say begging and eggs. Listen, I got an accent, okay? Maybe it's wrong. I don't fucking care, all right? I don't care. Anyways, moving on before this turns into something it shouldn't. Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I get it. Like, it's like when you have a chat that's just going fucking nuts, you can look over and you have so many opportunities to just bounce off of it. There's always something, you know. When it slows down, it makes it a little bit harder for the streamer because, you know, all of the attention or all of the entertainment value relies on you, which obviously like should be the case. But, you know, it does help when the chat is kind of doing their thing and it's like you can bounce off of it and just they're being, you know, whatever. But yeah, when there's nobody really talking, it's like, okay, this is 100% me. Yeah. Which is harder. Like, it absolutely is harder to entertain that way than it is with a chat that's just like fucking going off, kind of just creating content on their own. So
it's something that comes with practice, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, dude, like everything in this industry, like the more you do it, the easier it'll get. And honestly, if like, that's why I appreciate like being able to play with friends, because even if like streams are slower one day, if I'm playing games with friends, I mean, this is going to sound bad, but I can kind of like ignore chat, you know, because it gets like it's so easy to get down on yourself, especially when you've seen like a certain level of success in streaming and in content creation. Like, to look over and be like, wow, this is such, like, it's so easy to get into your own head and be like, wow, this is such like a fall from grace.
I do it all the time.
Like,
I do it all the time.
I used to get real bad about it. Like, I would literally sit here and have conversations with myself about like, okay, is this where I'm gonna like have to go back to the factory? If I do go back to the factory, I can still stream like some days, you know, and it can just be like a part-time thing again, and we can just do it for fun, you know. And I won't have to stress. Dude, but that's the thing, is like those like I'm not bullshitting. Like, I genuinely have those conversations with, I used to more than I do now, but like I'll like have a bad stream or something like that. Bad in my mind, where like I'm just not feeling up to it. I'm not as excited as I normally am, right. And like it's a slower night in chat, and they're not talking as much, and I'm like, shit, this is the beginning of the end for me. This is like this.
So, I mean, I think everyone, no matter what, I can promise you, as someone who even experienced having 8,000 viewers the second 5 minutes after I hit start streaming at one point, even then, there was nights where I'm like, dude, that was an awful stream. That sucked. Here's the thing.
It's all about context.
It is. It absolutely is. And I mean, your desires change, your priorities change, you know, like, I love streaming. Like, I always will love streaming. I don't care. I really do. I don't care about the viewership number. As long as I just get to keep doing my thing, you know, hey, I'm happy with that. And now it's like, you know, before, I don't know. I've talked about this probably many times, but it's the community too. It's like, I'm such a happier streamer now. Like, I'm in such a much better headspace. I'm in a better mood. You know, like, mentally, I'm just so much, I'm so improved over where I was in like 2014, 2015, when, you know, the numbers were so much higher. Like, dude, being that type of streamer with, you know, like, I cannot imagine how toxic a chat is when you have 100,000 people in there. Even if 50,000 of those people are fantastic fucking people, even if 80,000 of those people are fantastic, dude, polite people, that's 20,000 shitheads. That would be so hard for me to deal with.
Yeah, because they're usually the loudest too.
They are. They're always the loudest.
They're shitheads because they're the ones spamming, the ones typing in all caps.
They want attention.
You know,
and they can be brutal, man. And that's fucking hard.
I distinctly remember, like, you, like, back in the day when you wouldn't complain, but we would kind of just vent to each other about our streams and stuff like that. And you'd be like, oh, dude, it was a slow night. I only had like 2K viewers. And you know, and we would give you shit for that.
Yeah.
Because we're like we don't even see those numbers.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh dude, poor you, 2K view. But it's all about context, right? If you're used to streaming to 8,000 and now all of a sudden, like that's cut in a fourth, that's a huge fucking cut.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's just like I get it. I get how everyone goes through it in content creation. Yeah. Even like, dude, I think like everyone can if you are on social media, like you post a picture to Instagram and you're used to getting like 50 likes and then the next post is only like 15 and you're like, well, what the fuck happened?
Right.
Am I just ugly now? What's going on?
I also think viewership and stuff like that comes in waves. It really does. Oh. I mean, you can go on. I mean, you can go on Twitch right now and you can see people who 2 years ago, you know, were the biggest streamers in the world, and they are definitely not the biggest streamers in the world. Now, granted, there are some people, and honestly, it's super fucking impressive that they are able to like kind of keep the number that they've had for so long, right? Tim, yeah. I think Tim is one of those guys.
Tim Summit.
Tim Summit.
Yeah.
You know,
Soda
Shroud, Soda Poppin', like those are some of the names that are Lyric is
absolutely
Lyric for. I mean, he's been crushing it forever. You know, I'm sure there's more. There's tons more, but there are like a really big handful of streamers who have done such a good job of continuing those numbers. And honestly, as someone who, I mean, granted, I feel like a lot of those streamers have always been very consistent. Like I think Lyric. I mean, Tim is super consistent, right? He's so fucking consistent. I think Lyric is the most consistent streamer. One of the most. I think Carnage might be most consistent because he literally streamed for like, what, 2 straight years or something. Co's numbers are ridiculous, you know? But I also, here's the thing. It's like some of these big streamers, I mean, I've seen it. I mean, I'm going to use Lyric as an example, even though Lyric is definitely one of the biggest streamers in the world. You know, he plays a certain game, or maybe the games are kind of at a low point, and you know, his viewership's not really what it is. But then all of a sudden he pops in, he's like, oh, I'm doing GTA RP, and he's doing 30, 40,000 viewers again. So it's like these viewers just come in waves. It really depends on the game. It depends on what meshes with your personality. You know, if DayZ was still fucking popping and had a big community, I'm sure, you know, I'm sure the DayZ streams would be doing fucking really good. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I feel like right now I don't really have a game that's like that fits me perfectly.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like Tarkov.
I think that's why I've been playing so much League again recently.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
so hard. Like that's one of the hardest things as a streamer. I envy people. Like I'm gonna talk about Nova again. Nova is like one of these people who can just go live and just chatting for like 5-6 hours, like the entire time, and just like have a great stream, like whenever she wants. You know?
Yeah, that's
it's
crazy.
Like I fucking envy that, because like I'll start my streaming just chatting and I'll be there for like 30 minutes and I'm like, oh, okay, let's get to the games. Yeah. You know?
I'm the same way.
Like, then there's no games that I really want to play right now.
Yeah.
I've exhausted myself with Tarkov. You know, it's a phenomenal game, but like I just don't have the desire to play it like I did when the wipe first happened. And so like I resorted back to League of Legends, and I've been playing a fuck ton of League again. But they've been some of my favorite streams. They've been some of like,
well, I mean, it's easy to have a good stream if you're enjoying the game and you're having fun, right?
Yes.
Even if the you know, the viewers or whatever, the chat's not as, you know, crazy as it's been in the past. If you're enjoying the games and the people who are watching are enjoying the games, then it's fucking dope, right?
I think that's the big piece. What makes a good stream.
Yeah.
Like people back to like people getting hung up on numbers all the time when streaming, like that. You having more viewers than you normally do is not indicative of a good stream.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Like there are so many factors that go into how many people are currently in the stream. Time you go live, the day you go live.
Yeah.
Like what game you're playing, where it's at in the directory, who else is playing the game. You know what I mean? Like who else is live while you're live. Like there's so many things that go into play with viewership. But what makes good content is if you are enjoying, as the streamer, you are enjoying your content. If I can sit there and I can play League of Legends and I'm having fun playing League, and I can look over at chat and like there's like moments that happen that we can like laugh about or get pissed about or like flame people, and you know, and we're just having a good time like going back and forth, and like I'm having fun with the game itself. Like just because I don't have as many viewers as I normally do, that's still a fucking great stream. And if anyone were to go back and watch that VOD, I'm happy with that content. Like it was a good stream for me.
I feel that. I mean, I feel like I've had some really good streams recently, and then I've had some really shitty streams. Like the 2K streams where we're playing intense games and we're having a fucking blast, and it's like close games and shit, and we're just having a good time. You know, fucking the 5 stack, like that's fun. But then same exact game, we're playing AIs all day, and it's fucking shitty, and all the games are blowouts. It's just boring. It's like that's so fucking shitty. It's like same exact game, 2 different vibes. You can tell it's 2 different vibes. I don't know. So it really depends. And then Tarkov, it's like one day I'm having a great time in Tarkov, and then the next I'm fucking dying every 2 seconds. You know.
Yeah. I mean, dude, so you just literally just tweeted about it. That one day that we went on, and I think it was when we got our ass beaten Warzone, and then we went switched to 2K and got our ass beaten 2K. And you were like, do you ever have days where you're like just games are just bad to you?
Dude, just days where you get fucking whooped and everything, and you just can't fucking buy a win or anything good. Yeah. I mean,
dude,
I feel like I have those days more and more now, and I don't want to say that's indicative of me getting old, but let's be honest, it probably is.
Dude,
I can tell,
it's
man.
just that we don't. I
don't put as many hours into it either. I mean, I used to fucking put like 14 hours into a COD game,
we used to have fun coming home from school every day, and then literally playing Call of Duty until the next day of school.
Yeah, true.
Like be going like and like that was fun for us. We had a good time, and then like it just translated into content, you know.
Yeah.
And so we just put the hours in. But now I feel like the variety streaming that we used to do was like we'd play Call of Duty 5 days a week, and then on Friday we would get drunk and play party games. Like that was, and like or we would play Counter-Strike 5 days a week, and then on Fridays we would get drunk and play like TTT.
Yeah.
Or in Uno. You know what I mean? So like we've always been like variety streamers, but we would put the time and the effort into those games that like require skill. How many hours did you actually play CS:GO?
Probably like
ton.
Almost 1,000, probably.
That's okay. And what game recently have you put 1,000 hours into?
I don't know. I would have to look.
Exactly. Especially one that requires skill. Like that requires skill to improve and get better.
I don't know. I mean, I've probably put. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of all the games I've probably put the DayZ standalone. I put like probably 2,000 hours into, because I had like 4 different accounts because I was trying to avoid stream snipers the whole fucking time, bastards.
Yeah.
But recently, 2K I've played a lot of, but I don't know how many hours. I would have to look.
Yeah.
I mean,
is that like I feel like 2K is not really. I don't think it's a real skill game.
No,
I just genuinely don't. I think
don't.
If you understand basketball and you understand the general mechanics, like you're fine. And then you go against people who like cheese the game.
Yeah,
and like
for
that's not skill. That's just like knowing what dribble animation is going to fucking snap ankles.
Yeah,
you know? It's
but
not
that takes. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree to that or agree with you because there's a 2K league, and if like our knowledge of basketball might be the exact same level as one of these 2K players, but they're way fucking better at the game than us. But we know basketball like they do.
Center. I have been an elite center in that game for years now.
So you think you could hold your own in a 2K league game with actual pro 2K centers?
Yes.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Are you being a fucker, or do you really mean that?
A little of both. A little of both.
Okay.
I literally don't even recall a single time in the rec. And granted, I know it's the rec.
2K players, the pros don't play in the rec. I mean, they do like once in a blue moon, and they probably just shit on people.
But I'm just saying, like, there has not been a single time in the rec where, in all the hours that we played 2K, where I'm like, okay, this
guy's better than me.
Yeah. He's better than me. Like, he knows something that I don't. Like, there hasn't been a single time. And so, of course, no, I don't think I can compete in the 2K league, but that's all these people do. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't think at the point we play it, at the point the point I was getting at is that I said 2K is not a real skill-based game. At a certain level it is, but like for us to just jump on, like we play
I see what you mean. It's not a game that we're hopping on to grind to get better every day.
Yeah.
Like we're just not. It's right. I feel that. No, I don't know. You're right. I don't know. I feel like there's certain games that kind of match your personality and they kind of help your content, right? Like for us, it was GTA, DayZ, which are both like these kind of open, do your own thing. You can do whatever the fuck you want, and you kind of create the content yourself, right? And then I feel like that there's not really like someone said Tarkov is really close to DayZ, but the reason I think the DayZ content was so good is because
there's no RP.
There's no RP. There's no interactions with the other players, which is what I think DayZ was so fun to watch. You'd run in and you could have voice chat and you're talking to people and you're giving them shit and you're talking shit.
Dude.
And then, there's deceit and lying and tricking and like there's all this other shit in DayZ that made DayZ so interesting. Bro. You know what I mean?
I just came across a DayZ clip, and I'm kind of gonna derail us for a second, but it made me. I've never been a massive fan of DayZ. I played it because I just wanted friendship time, right?
Yeah.
But this clip made me fucking laugh so hard, and it's like those moments that like are why DayZ's great. Like this dude, completely ungeared, new fresh spawn, gets rolled up on by a completely geared guy. And this geared guy's being a dick to him. And he's like, put your hands up right now. And he's like, I don't have anything. He's like, put your hands up right now. And he goes to handcuff this fresh spawn and basically like fucking abuse him. And he ends up handcuffing himself on accident. And so the fresh spawn just beats the shit out of him. And the whole time, this geared guy's like, please stop. Please, I'll give you guns. And he said, you had your chance. And just was wailing on this
dude. That makes DayZ so good.
Shot him in the face and then took all his gear. Bro, I was laughing so fucking hard. And I was like, damn, like those are the moments that like made DayZ great.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. DayZ was one of those games, every single time you booted it up, it could have been a completely different story.
Experience.
Experience. Like every single time you didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know the type of people you were going to run into. We had there was days on that game. I'm not saying it's the best game, right? It has its problems. There were days on that game where I would get on and for 8 fucking straight hours, I'd be running the whole fucking time. I wouldn't see another person, or when I finally did, I'd die instantly and I'd be like, cool, I ran for 5 hours, got shot in the head once. Now I get to start all over.
That pretty much sums up every adventure I've ever had on DayZ.
Right, and those are the brutal moments. But the times that were like, you're 3 hours and it's like you found a squad and you killed one of them and they killed one of us and you're trying to hunt the next 2 down. And then all of a sudden you find some fucking weird naked dude in the woods and you're like, fuck it, let's fuck with him, and you handcuff him and he's saying some weird shit and you come up with this whole fucking story and then all of a sudden like 4 hours have gone by and you've just had a blast. I feel like that's what DayZ was so good at. And now there's just not enough people playing it. So there's just not enough. And now to be fair, it's like Tarkov now. There's no interaction. Literally you see someone and they shoot you. Like nobody talks to each other.
Yeah.
And I feel like kind of BR's kind of ruined that. So,
I don't think BR's, but like just esports in general.
Everyone just
and I'm happy. Like I say that like it's a bad thing. Like I'm so stoked that esports is grown into what it is, but now everything is so hyper competitive. Like there's no
like, casual gaming anymore. Casual gaming is dead.
Like, everything is all about like how much money I can make from this game.
But then again, look at the success of like GTA RP right now. Like that to me, that's casual.
True.
That's not that's not competitive, right? So this is a good segue because they're actually a really good segue because this kind of go into a couple topics that I want to talk about. But GTA RP, Vern and I are all set up. We can play on the No Pixel server. We got to make our characters. For me, like I really, really want to do this properly because I feel like the last time I did RP, I just didn't. I don't know. I don't think I was invested in actually doing it. Like for real. I was just like, I'll check it out. It was Arma 3. It wasn't like GTA seems so much more fun to me. There's so much more to do. I actually I have experience.
I don't even know what to do. I haven't watched. I don't watch many GTA RP streams.
That's the thing though. Like there's so many things we can do. So
do you want to be my dad? I'm real committed to being Wusty.
I like the Wusty thing. I do. I we'll talk about it. I think we should talk about it off stream and figure it out. But we're not going to be doing it today. Today's Saturday for those of you listening at a later date.
I don't know how much I have to set up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. Like what I need to do is kind of just go watch some other streamers. Because here's the thing. I know there's different levels. Like there's some people who are really fucking like insane RPers, and then there's some people who they RP but they don't take it super serious. And I don't really know like how like I think it's really like the rules are real serious. I mean, maybe not though. Maybe it's not as serious as I think it is, and we can just fucking have fun. And as long as we're RPing and we're not breaking like big rules, it should be good, right? But I don't know. I think us getting into RP is, I feel like it's kind of like we've missed. This is something we've been missing.
Yeah.
Like this is like the shit. We should have been doing this a long time ago, because this is like what we used to do without an actual RP server.
Dude, I've talked about it in my stream a lot, because dude, they've been trying to get me to do this RP stuff for forever. Right? Like since it blew up, they were like, dude, when are you doing it? When are you doing it? And I think it was just like a lack of like understanding on my part, and a little bit of laziness, to be fair. But like,
it's a little intimidating too. Like the official
super,
RP
especially
servers.
like going in alone. And like I have friends that do RP, but they already have like their cliques, you know, and they already have like the people that they play with. And so I don't ever want to like intrude on that or like mess up their chemistry. And so I've always been like really scared to kind of just like insert myself into RP.
Well, so, I mean, RP, I don't know, especially like No Pixel, there's so many other like storylines and people, like there's so many things going on already. It does seem a little like intimidating to like start new and just be like, hey, we're this new character on the server. Nobody knows who we are. Now we have to build storylines with people. And it's like, that seems really intimidating to me, because it's like, you know, if these our peers have things going on with other people, and then we just walk up, they're gonna be like, okay, fuck off. Like, who are you? Like, who the fuck cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like I'm about to get bullied in school.
We probably will be, but I think we just need to kind of, you know, ease.
Okay, well, if I'm Westy, an aspiring YouTuber, no one's gonna bully me.
That's I agree. Rude. Yeah, I agree with you. Nobody will bully you if you're Westy. You're good.
I'm just a kid.
Yeah, I know you are. That's not against TOS right there, is it? You just have a speech impediment.
We could have a play date. Yeah, it's just a speech impediment. Okay. I'll grow out of it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I don't think you. How are you gonna RP as a child when you have to be an adult?
I hit a growth spurt.
Okay.
In the third grade, tall. And then I stopped growing.
Oh my god, dude.
It's a medical condition.
Oh my Jesus Christ. This is just a fucking little tidbit. I honestly can't wait. I don't know. I think it'll be fun. And it's, you know what? I think I'm kind of missing a game that's not so serious.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
I just had the greatest idea. I can't say it.
Good, don't say it.
But it was inspired by a movie, and oh my god, it's gonna be crazy.
Okay, well, you guys. Anyways, yes, we're gonna be doing GTA RP. Hopefully next week. That's the plan. But I want to make my character. Make sure I don't know. For me, like I want to get a little notepad and like write a little backstory and have some notes. Make sure that I'm like, you know, I'm not jumping all over the place. There's, you know, I want to make sure I stick to the facts and I don't lose myself. You know, I gotta play the character.
That's why you gotta be, you gotta like, it's gotta be close to home. You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't really want to be myself.
Westy's gonna be easy for me because I was once a child.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's close to home. Fair enough. Yeah. True. And I am a dad, so I mean, this is good. Honestly, it might be good practice for me. Yeah. I'm just kidding. That's never mind. I don't know about that yet. We'll talk more about it. But another segue. Anyways, for those people asking, because so many people have been asking, and it's actually really cool to see like all these other streamers kind of reach out to us, and like they actually, a lot of people seem genuinely excited for us to get into RP, which kind of I don't know, it kind of made me feel good, because so many people were like, dude, you and Vern would be so good at it, like you guys will be great. So I'm excited to jump and kind of give it a go. But I wanted to ask you a question, and we obviously can both answer, is what is your ideal game? You know, like what type of game would you make that kind of like not necessarily would give you the best content or make the best streams, but like that you would enjoy the most? Like what kind of game would you make? It can be anything. It can be super outlandish, like, you know, not even possible because mine is, but
I actually don't know how to answer that, because I feel like the game itself, like obviously it's important, but I feel like the vibes that it gives me and the people I can enjoy it with are the most important.
Right.
You know? So I don't know. There's not like a specific game. Like obviously I would love to have like a game that I loved as much as Gears to come back, that it was like competitive, but we were good enough to like fuck around and just have a good time. And just like, dude, there were so many things that spawned from Gears of War that like made it so enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like we could just go in and we could bullshit and we could just play the game. But then we had like sniper battles and GBs and we had like custom lobbies and we had like, dude, like all these other things. And like there was like the glitches that were in the game, like were a part of the game. It made it better most of the time, like weapon sliding and stuff like that. But then you can just go into like a random, like a custom lobby with your friends and like skydive and shit like that. Like it was just so many different things that just like compiled over time that made it so good. And I think like being able to produce content for it as well made it so much better. But just like the people, so I don't know what idea, like, and that changes over time too.
It's hard
like,
because that type of game is not like just that genre, just like a traditional like shooter, you know, as in you 17 rounds, you know, kill based, it's just not as popular anymore, right?
And that's the thing too, is it has to be like, in order for me to enjoy it to its fullest,
people have to enjoy watching it.
It has to be good for my content, my brand.
I feel that.
So I really don't know.
I feel that. I mean, shit, dude. I would honestly, I love Gears. I do. I love it a lot because I'm really good at it. Like that, I think that's a big part of it. Is like I could get on Gears 5 right now, and you give me one day, and I would probably I'd be doing really well. But the issue is, it's like I'm enjoying playing, but then I don't know. It's not as big as it once was. So the people don't really enjoy watching it, right? Like there's not a huge Gears fan base. So when you do something, it's like he did something. I don't really know what he did because I don't really play Gears, and it's like, well, that sucks. Like people aren't like understanding. Like, oh, that was fucking sick. You know, like that's really hard to do in Gears, but nobody plays it anymore, so they don't get it.
Do you think they did it like they might have made it too mainstream, like. Kind of like the YouTube. Just let me finish this thought first. Like, we would get like insane fucking clips in Gears 1, and then in future Gears they tried to make it a thing. Like they all of a sudden, like you would get like a double headshot or something like that, and then like the double ribbon would flash, or like you would get a Superman, and like all this other shit is fucking happening on screen. When back in the day, like first Gears, like. You knew it was an insane clip because you fucking blind fired someone and then caught someone like with a hangman, you know, as they were climbing over cover, and like you just knew it was something. I
don't think that was an issue because like you know, Halo had like banners and badges pop up. And
they
stuff.
just had kill like not to the excess that Gears does. They literally had kills. They literally just had kills.
Because like, Gears would have like kill, Superman, active reload. It'd be
flashy.
I never even noticed that though. Maybe that was more apparent to people who didn't really play the game. Like it was more obvious, but I never really even noticed the banners pop up.
Because then like I remember, because I think maybe it's I'm resorting to like when I would like record for Gears 3 montages. Like I wouldn't even look at the clips. I would look at the banners.
You really?
Like, oh, I would be like, oh, this is it's a Quinn. It's not the prettiest Quinn, but the Quinn banner flash. Or like, I can't even see this fucking headshot, but the Superman banner flash. So I know it was a Superman, and they're going to appreciate that anyways. And so like, I don't know.
Fair enough. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Like someone would be like jumping or rolling over cover. When you'd shoot, you couldn't actually see him, but you'd see the Superman and you'd be like, oh, I got a Superman.
And it was a Superman. Better fucking use it. Shot.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the thing with Gears, it got really popular because there wasn't a lot of options. There, like it was the first like dark, gritty, like really fucked up. It fucking had a chainsaw, third-person shooter, curb stomping. Like people were like, oh shit, this is dope, right?
It was Halo, Call of Duty, and then this dark horse.
Exactly.
Gears of War.
And there was Gears of War, and then there were so many other games, and I feel like out of everything, Halo. Especially Call of Duty, you know, all these other shooters, I feel like Gears has the hardest, like it's super fucking hard to get into Gears because you when you start out, you're getting like, you're not losing, you're getting annihilated. It's not fun to get your ass kicked in Gears of War. It is so exhausting. You don't have a chance. Right, like against a really good player, which you would be matched up against really good players. There wasn't these ranking systems. There wasn't MMR, so you could play against someone who's been playing it for fucking 5 years. Right, we did that to people all the time, and they would have a horrible time. And then and that is why nobody wanted to play Gears. You know, and I feel like Gears, if you don't understand Gears, it's really hard to watch too because it's it's so fast paced and wall bouncing and rolling and moving. It's like, what the fuck is going? Why are these people running
wall
like this?
bouncing ruined? I think it ruined Gears of War 2.
Well, Gears 1, remember how slow the wall bouncing is? Like, it was super slow.
You got punished if you wall bounce too quickly because of the connection. If you had a bad connection and you wall bounced too fast or came off a corner too fast, you would literally get stuck and you would just be fucking spinning in circles.
That's true. You'd get stuck, or I think because of the desync on the servers, like let's say you were wall bouncing on like Middle Bridge. If someone was shooting at you and you were in the middle of a wall bounce from one wall to the other, because of like the lag on the connection, it was almost like you stretched your hitbox out. Even if you were on your screen like all the way on the right and the person was shooting you on the left, you because of the desync, your hitbox, it was almost like it was bigger. And if he shot in the middle of where you were moving, he was going to kill you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Granted, maybe that wasn't as common because you did have to lead shots in Gears 1, but I feel like that definitely like made it a lot harder too. And then now you have fucking Gears 5 hyper bouncing, which I think is the fucking stupidest thing.
But because it's just like, I think
space bar breaks.
Gears, yeah, exactly. I think in Gears 1, like you could wall bounce in Gears 1, right? But it was a skill that you could pick up over time and understand like different situations and when to use it and when not to use it. That's why strafing was so fucking strong in Gears 1, because it was situational. Where now I feel like, and it started in Gears 2 when you could just yeah.
I didn't play a lot of Gears 2.
Gears 2, I mean, it wasn't as bad as it is in Gears 3.
I was gonna say Gears 3 is where I feel like wall bouncing took another level.
But Gears 4 and Gears 5 though, like you literally just spam A as quickly as possible and then hope you get lucky with one shot. Yeah. Like you spam A long enough to get close and then hopefully you kill him with a shotgun. And that shit's not fucking fun, dude, because with the desync, with the lag and stuff like that, you could be better than that person, but because your shots are just delayed just a millisecond, like all of a sudden they're able to warp in front of you. Like it's just not fun gameplay, you know? At least for me. And maybe that's just like...
Yeah, no, I mean, Gears, I love Gears. I always will love Gears. As a special place in my heart. But
they can put out another one and I will fucking be first in line.
I'll play it. Absolutely. I'll absolutely play it day one. Like, I'll be excited. There's no doubt about it. But I know, unless something completely drastic changes, which I can't see that happening because then it's not a Gears game, I don't think Gears will ever be as popular as it once was. And that's just, that's just the way of life. That's a fact. Same thing with Halo. Halo ran its course. Obviously one of the most like successful IPs of all time, but it's just not as big as it once was. Now, Call of Duty is still there.
Agreed.
A part of me, I think the difference between the three is that Call of Duty is the easiest one to play. I'm not saying like that's not a dig to these Call of Duty pros. Those kids are fucking nuts. But it is the easiest one to pick up and play well, right? It's
because you can get rewarded. You can literally play with a claymore inside of a building and get kills, be successful. Yeah. You can win a Warzone match with a kill.
Well, that's another thing.
Some cases,
Call of Duty,
0 kills.
Call of Duty made Warzone. Like they adapted to a BR version of their game.
Yeah.
And, obviously Halo and Gears haven't done that. I mean, Call of Duty's always been more successful. Well, not always, but for the most part, well, not always, right? Call of Duty 4, MW2. When MW2 came out, Call of Duty blew Halo out of the water and Gears out of the water.
Halo 1, Halo 2 were, I think,
right, but that was
leagues.
I'm saying once MW2 came out, I think that's when Call of Duty became the biggest shooter.
Halo 3 was still like mega popular, but I think after that, Halo 4, Halo Reach and stuff like that, it started like... It was like that downturn.
MW2, I think, was definitely the turning point for Call of Duty. And then obviously ever since, it's been huge, right? It's been massive. Yeah. I mean, isn't it? It's the largest FPS of all, or like shooting franchise of all time, right? I do not think it's.
I mean, it will probably never be beat. But it sounds.
It's got to be. It's got it. Like the most selling FPS franchise of all time, or something like that. But I don't know. I think that's the difference between those three games, right? Those were kind of the three that were huge, and obviously Call of Duty's kind of still the main force in things. But I don't know. I mean, I love Gears. It's just never going to be what it was. Rip and Peps. For me, like my ideal game, right?
Yeah, back to that, bro. Start talking about Gears with us, bro. We're on a tangent for the next 30 minutes.
Exactly. I got to get us off that. We actually should play the Hive Busters DLC for Gears 5. We haven't done that yet. We should totally play that. Just if we're feeling it, why not? If I can maybe play some ranked or something,
I'm done.
Snipe some people because that sounds fun right now.
Sure.
But my ideal game, I feel like my ideal game, it has to be something in the mix. Like it's got to be like DayZ for me, in the sense that it's like this open world where you can interact with people, and every interaction is different, and you create the stories, right? But for me, I think there needs to be more to it. Like actually a game that's coming out that is very, very intriguing. That a lot of people, I'm sure, I don't know if we actually talked about this on the podcast the day before. I think you saw the trailer for it. No, you didn't see it.
My chat was literally just talking about it. I've never even heard
so
of it before.
It almost looks like The Last of Us, The Division, and it's like I don't know. It's a very interesting concept. It looks like it could be the survival game that we're all looking for. So there's PvE, there's PvP. The visuals were fucking insane. But the gameplay looked like The Last of Us, which is really interesting. Like I actually, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, what the fuck? Is this the same engine? There's no way. It's not. It's like a completely different developer. It's not by Naughty Dog. But it looks really promising. But the issue is the developers who are creating the day before is they've never done a game like this. And watching it, it is it's like a shooter survival MMO, which for me, I think is still my ideal game. Like I think that's my favorite genre. Like DayZ fit that genre, right? It was a shooter. The combat was iffy, but it was fun and it was super satisfying to get kills. I love sniping. I love the long range engagements. Like Tarkov gameplay, for the most part, I really enjoy it, but there are some things I don't like about it. Like I don't know. I feel like I would like to be able to move my character a little bit more, but then again, if I want it to be close to a military sim, which I do like, it's like you can't be jumping around 360 in like Call of Duty or some shit, right? That doesn't make sense. So for me, I feel like I want it to be sci-fi based. I love sci-fi games, but I don't want it to be so sci-fi like No Man's Sky or anything like that. I feel like Star Citizen is like the closest I could kind of imagine my ideal game being. So the idea is, you're able to have ships, you're able to travel like through space to different planets. But when you get on these planets, there could be other, and granted, this is super fucking like, there's no way this is even possible at this level. Like I do not think you could develop a game that ran smoothly and had this type of like, I don't know, scale
world.
Yeah, right. Like I don't think it's possible. It might be, but like
it's next gen consoles.
So let's
bro.
say I don't know.
2021.
Let's say you're playing with two people and you have a 3-man squad and you have a ship and you have quests. You have a thing that you need to go do, and it's on this planet, and you fly to this planet. Now during this time there could be AI enemies, flying alongside you, trying to kill you. There could be friendlies. There could be other players in ships that they could be enemies, or they could be friendlies. It doesn't matter. They can literally be whoever they want, and they land on this planet, and you land on it. And now, I mean, this is literally what Star Citizen should be, but granted, they've been in development for fucking ever, and I don't know if we're ever gonna get it. And you land on the planet, and there could be AI enemies. There could be other people trying to kill you. There could be friendly people, you know what I mean? And it's now that's this whole open world, and you can do whatever the fuck you want on it. If you want to build a base on this world, dude, and make that your fucking home base, you can do that. You know what I mean? Or you can, let's say you see someone else, or you find someone else's ship and they left it. You can, I don't know, you can fucking booby trap it or break into it or steal it, or I don't know, but like
I would hate that.
You would hate that. Well, that's the thing. The balancing issues and people fucking sabotaging your ship, and you come back. Like obviously there's things you'd have to do, but like that is my ideal game. But it's like, I don't even know if it's possible.
Did DayZ ever have quests? Did DayZ ever have like missions?
So
objectives?
Yeah.
Because when you're talking about it,
they're supposed to. So
like imagine DayZ with like Tarkov's quest lines.
Yeah, so that was
like you have to go to this. You have to go to what was one of the cities?
Cherno.
Cherno. You got to go to Cherno and leg 4 zombies.
Yeah, so that was the whole plan. They had a plan. They had a roadmap to like have where you could turn on the power. Like you could turn on the power of a part of the city, and there was going to be a subway system, and you'd have quests, and you'd have to get to certain locations. Like
I think that was always my biggest gripe. Like, like with DayZ is I would just go in, and like you guys were much more veteran players than me, and so you guys would have fun just going like looting high populated areas and
We
like
would just
killing
look for people. We would just look for
Yeah.
people. That was the whole purpose.
I never understood that, but if I had some sort of objective, because
Right.
I like Daisy's mechanics, right? I like being able to loot stuff. I like being able to gear myself out. I like the PvP aspect of it, but when I'm just getting fucked on like repeatedly, it's not fun for me. So if there was like that mix of players who were like just going, like in Tarkov, where you have players that are going in not very geared, just trying to get objectives done, and like you could like meet up with them, but then there's that RP aspect because it's DayZ. You know what I mean? Like I think that would be fucking insane, and the replayability of that would be like through the roof.
Absolutely.
Because I do enjoy Tarkov, but it's just so exhausting. Like you take a weekend off of Tarkov and you go back to it, and you're just getting bent over for 5 hours, and it's just not a good time.
Yeah. Well, the skill gap in that game is insane, right? Like there's just
insane.
And I mean, another thing is like when you have, you know, with these guys who have hundreds of millions of rubles, they just have unlimited money essentially because they have a bit farm, a Bitcoin farm. They literally they have gear that unless you have a shit ton of money to be able to buy ammo to break through and also have matching gear, you're just going to get crushed by them unless, you know, you sneak up on them, which a really fucking good player not going to be able to sneak up on them. So there's a huge skill gap in Tarkov. I do really like Tarkov. Like Tarkov is really, really fun. It's really satisfying, but it's super fucking challenging as well. I like the quest aspects of it. I love the loot. I love loot. Obviously, I'm a fucking loot goblin. I love loot. I love that shit. The issue with Tarkov for me is, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It's almost, I mean, I get it. It's supposed to be like super fucking hardcore. It's a little too hardcore for me. Like I wish it was a little bit less, you know? And I feel like that's my ideal game. And obviously open world with like with an actual RP aspect. Like maybe you do run into a fucking PMC and maybe he doesn't shoot you, maybe he talks to you and you're like, "You know what, dudes? Wait, what are you doing? You have a quest? Oh shit, me too, man. All right, let's fucking do this together."
That would be sick.
You know what I mean?
Those types of interactions would be so awesome.
Or maybe he's fucking with you and he's drawing you out so his fucking teammate can snipe you. And then that happens, and you're like, "You motherfucker," you know. But I think that's part of it.
Tarkov does it. It would have to have now that like the wheels are turning for my ideal game. It would have to have like something similar to the flea market, right? Because you spend all this time looting in DayZ, and it just is on your persons, right? You die, you lose everything. There's nothing like you loot, and you really don't get anything besides what you're getting in that server, right? But if you like were able to find like a super rare item that just sold for a lot that you could like have, like that's why the hideout is so cool, right? Like we go into Tarkov and we're like, "Oh, dude, we found a graphics card. Like that's worth a lot of money, you know?" But it really doesn't get you anything in game. Like it's just this item. Like if you're carrying with it, like if you, what is a graphic? If you're in combat, what is a graphics card gonna do? Right.
Right.
That's what I mean. Like in DayZ, the only loot that you need in DayZ is the stuff like guns and
you're
food.
Gonna be using.
Guns and food, weapons and ammo and food.
Right.
You know, but that like takes away. Like sure, it's cool to find like a sick gun or something like that. But like looting in DayZ is really not as exciting as looting in Tarkov is for me. Because there is that whole different aspect. So it would have to have something like that. But I do like Tarkov with RP elements would be like insane.
So you didn't. I don't think you ever played it. You did a little bit with us. Arma 2 Wasteland. So Arma 2 Wasteland did these events that I wish DayZ would have done more. They have them on the modded servers, but for some reason they just don't feel right. But they would have these.
Vern was born.
Yeah, Reverend Vern. So they would have these events where it would pop up in the right hand screen. It'd be like, "Hey, in 7 minutes, there's going to be an airdrop in this location," and you'd be like, "Oh shit, we're pretty close to that, guys. Let's get in a car. Everybody get some guns. Let's get some ammo." And we'd go, and we'd roll up. You know, at the time we had like a Humvee with a gunner on the top, and we had like a 4-man squad and somebody in the gun. And we'd roll up, and there'd be 3 other fucking squads doing the same thing we are. And not only that, but in the middle of the event area, there's AI. So you have to kill the AI. You have to kill all the other squad members. And then you get the loot, right? And the loot was fucking sick. It was like, sometimes you get some dope shit, but you'd finally kill everybody. Maybe you'd make it out. You'd lose a couple members and you'd get the loot. And then that's the thing. You could go to the trader and you could sell the loot and you could buy different guns, or you finally get the loot. Cool. And then all of a sudden another squad rolls up and they're fucking chasing you and you're trying to shoot them in the gunner. And you know, it's a car chase now around the map. But
Yeah.
the issue is with DayZ was there was so much desync and lag and cars would be everywhere.
Yeah, it just wasn't a good experience.
Right. So if you had
like,
a smooth experience that still gave all those same feelings, like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I would just.
I mean, the potential is there, man.
It is. I feel like it's really ambitious, and it's probably so much harder to do than I think it is, because it's on such a grand scale that it is a very dangerous thing to try to execute as like a AAA studio, because it could probably more often than not, it's going to fail miserably. And it's really fucking hard, but I don't know. I feel like it's possible. I feel like a AAA studio could do it. I feel like the engines are out there, but we don't have a game like that yet. I'm waiting. I'm waiting, because that is the type of game that I will probably lose my life to.
I think, dude, yeah, no, I agree. I think that would be extremely enjoyable, because like obviously like DayZ had like a cult following. Tarkov is fucking massive right now. But if you had like, if it wasn't so intense all the time, or there was like designated areas that you could go. I mean, granted, like Tarkov kind of has that, like where like if you want that like super fucking intense experience, you go
labs
and play labs.
Right.
Yeah. But every map is played the same way.
Yeah.
Is played the same way.
Yeah.
There is no friendship time. Friends are killing other friends. Like, dude, bro.
That's the thing. Tarkov is on. I know the future for Tarkov. Their whole goal is to have an open map. Like, I think that's their goal. I don't know if they're gonna ever be able to execute it. Right. I don't know how ambitious that is. I don't know if it's gonna take 3, 5, 6, 10 years. I don't know. And by the time they are even maybe able to do that, is Tarkov still going to be interesting to people?
Yeah.
Right. Or relevant. So, but I mean, their goals, I mean, I've seen their roadmap. I've seen kind of what their goal is with it. It's really good. But I think you're right. Right now, it's like, it's such a fucking like brutal, hardcore level that it doesn't have like that downtime or those like real funny moments, or like the RP aspect. I think the RP aspect is really big. I think a lot of more people would be interested, especially from like
even
like
there's I was watching a Landmark video, I think, on Tarkov, where he literally found basically a rat on labs who was a hatchling. He literally had nothing and he like took him under his wing. They were using like voice lines in the game.
Right.
And like he was running around, and he like killed a PMC, gave him all this PMC's loot, and they literally didn't kill each other. It was like a fucking super wholesome thing. But he like got this other PMC gear. I think he ended up dying eventually, and then Landmark got like fucking 8 kills or some shit. But it was like this really wholesome but funny moment that you don't ever get from Tarkov. Also, it might have been Pestily. It's one of those two. But man, it was just like this really funny moment that was like really cool that you very rarely get, because nobody trusts anyone, because it's Tarkov.
If you trust someone, you're dead. Like if you hesitate in that game, you're dead, right?
You're dead.
There's a reason a lot of the friendly fire is common. It's because like, oh, there's someone in my view. Everyone looks the fucking same in that goddamn game. It's a dude with a giant helmet on. If I don't shoot right now, he's gonna kill me and I'm dead. I better shoot. Boom. Oh shit, that was my friend. Okay, I've done it. Maybe you've never done it, okay, but you've had it done to you.
Oh, absolutely.
Many times. Friend Rick, if you're listening to this, you son of a bitch, don't ever shoot Vern again. Dude, I killed George like twice in like 20 minutes.
I've had 2 sessions with Rick, and he's lit me up every single time. Yeah. Like this wipe. Yeah,
fun times. I don't know. The RP thing for me is the big part. If I could have like more, like, I don't know, just like more variety of interactions that's not just fucking gun on sight, which I do like that sometimes. Like sometimes I just want to fucking shoot people. Like I just want to have these fights in combat. But I do like the occasional like, hey man, don't shoot. Come on, bro. Like I don't have anything, Like, okay, my bad. Or like
it leads into like other things. Like you could roll up on somebody and then you're like, oh, we're throwing a party in factory, like underground and factory, and then you go there and you have like 2 friends that are just flashing flashlights or something like that, and then like all of a sudden the entire server's underground and factory and everyone's just like fucking dancing. Right. Someone's playing shitty music over their microphones, and it like it just allows for like those type of moments where like you're never gonna get in Tarkov.
Yeah. Dude, you know what? It'd be so fucking funny if like now with the state of Twitch, like that was happening, and there's a jukebox guy, but his name is like DMCA free jukebox guy, and he just plays DMCA free music for all the streamers.
Would be fucking pog.
He's like, don't worry, bro, it's Monster Cat, and he's just DJing in game.
Yeah, dude, that would be so funny.
Don't fret, man. It'd be so funny.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I got you. And then like your whole objective is just to keep him alive, so you have background music in your stream the whole shit like that would be so fun.
Yeah.
And it would just like, I don't know. I feel like I really do. Like now I'm getting like super nostalgic, but I feel like those moments happen very rarely these days.
They don't happen as much anymore. And I feel like that was like the type of content that I enjoyed making the most. Like that was when it was the most fun, and we were fun. Dude, fucking just dying, crying on stream.
You never knew what to expect.
Dude,
ever.
I know. It was the best. So I don't know.
Bro,
I was thinking about
just having flashbacks to Armor 2, where I was playing as Reverend Vern, and then a hacker named the Devil or Satan came to the server and murdered everyone in the church. Like shit, like we're never gonna get shit like that ever again.
No, fuck hackers, but no. At least he made a little bit out of it, but fuck hackers. That's why I stopped playing DayZ. Is because the cheaters were so bad. I mean, it's that and stream snipers, but it got so bad that it was not only stream snipers, it was cheaters, hackers, or scripters that were stream sniping me. Literally get on a server, I'd be running, and then all of a sudden grenades would be exploding all around me, and some dude would teleport to me and shoot me in the head. And cool. Well, I tried to play DayZ again, guys. I'll try again in another 4 months, and then it happened every single time I got on. Within like an hour, there'd be a scripter stream sniping me. And I was just like, rough. All right, dude.
Not a good time.
Good times. Thanks for ruining this.
Yeah.
Oh, DayZ, it was fun while it lasted. I don't know. And I bet the cheaters are still terrible in that game. I bet. No, probably not as bad on like a whitelisted server, because they probably have admins who are like, well, obviously if you're whitelisted, you have to go through a process, but still, it's just, I don't know, it's not worth. Anyways, moving on from games, I just want to, I don't know, I was randomly thinking about like the potential of a game that like the game that would suck me back in, like I would get addicted to, and so that's kind of where I got that question. But the day before,
combination of Tarkov and DayZ would be like
a little bit.
I could see myself losing my life to that game.
It would be so good. But the day before, after the podcast, you should definitely go watch the trailer. It looks really interesting. I watched the trailer, and then I kind of read about the developer, and it, like I said, it's super, super ambitious because they've never done a game like this. And like just the concept is like, if a AAA studio can't do it, like I don't know. I'm not gonna hold my breath. I don't want to get too hopeful because I just don't want to be super disappointed again. But if they're able to execute it and actually create the game that they're saying they're going to create, it's going to be super, super tight. But it made me just think of, I was tweeting about it. I was like, why doesn't Naughty Dog just say, fuck it and use their engine for like The Last of Us and make like an open world. Granted, that engine probably is not made for an open world game, right? Like that's where these things come into play. But like, imagine The Last of Us world. Like it takes place in The Last of Us world. It could take place anywhere in the U.S. or wherever the fuck.
That would be sick.
Global, right?
Because I feel like that would provide like the PvE element, and then also obviously you have
PvP, you have PvE, you have base building. There's crafting. There's loot. There's the gunplay. Like I don't really like playing that game. Like I can't aim on a controller, right? It's a PlayStation exclusive. So in my mind, it would have to be a first-person game because third-person's super cheesy at a competitive level, right? And then, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure The Day Before is a third-person game. And now I'm just thinking about cheesing third-person like against other players. That sounds awful. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe I'm wrong. I have to watch the trailer again. But I don't know. Just like an open-world Last of Us survival game. It just sounds sick. I don't know. I mean, it's a little crazy. It's not going to happen, but a man can dream. So
sure.
Segue, complete different segue. We got to talk about basketball, of course. Not only basketball, but NBA All-Star Weekend.
I literally, so
have you been watching basketball this year?
No. Well, one, it's really hard because my team, they don't air games here for my team, right?
Yeah, I just don't think they air your games anymore.
They might not.
You guys get a national game like ever?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
But it's kind of good news this season though, because I've talked about this before, but the Pistons are like they're scared to just like stick to losing. They're scared to like commit to losing, like, which is a problem, right? Like they don't embrace the tank. After we blew up our early 2000s team, right? We haven't been good since, and we keep trying to like hold on to like this fucking like whatever, like little like semblance of hope, whatever.
There's a reason for that. It's because you have young players who are hungry as fuck, and they are fully capable, and they want to prove that they are capable. They don't want to sit there and get their asses beat every night. Every single player on the Pistons wants to come in and fucking win.
No, that's not. Well, sure. As a professional basketball player, the objective is to win every single game, but sometimes it's not in the fucking cards. And the Pistons, as an organization, keep making terrible fucking moves.
Well, yeah, that's true.
In order to try and like hold on to it, but it always puts us in a position where we're not good enough to get a lottery pick, but we're not bad enough to get a lottery pick, but we're also not good enough to make the playoffs. And so we're like in limbo year after year.
Yeah.
And this year, though,
you guys made a good choice.
Rose. We made the conscious decision to
buy out
Blake Griffin, but we were benching him before that. So we were like, okay, even if he's on the team, he's not going to play for us. We're going to develop our young guys, which are going to be good. You're going to come in your first season, your second season, third season, whatever. And we're not going to be a winning team right now, but we are putting ourselves in a position to be a better team in the future. And we dump Blake Griffin, dump Derrick Rose. We have a bunch of young guys who, like you said, are hungry and they have a lot of potential. And now we're putting ourselves in a position to have a top 3 pick this year. And I fucking love that. And hopefully, once we start winning again, I will make a more conscious, and maybe I'll invest in the NBA TV so I can watch my Pistons here.
There you go. I mean, there's other ways to do it. You don't need NBA TV, bro. I'm just saying. There's other ways to do it that are probably. I mean, that's probably the best way to do it, but I'm just saying you could probably watch it. Anyway, I honestly, I mean, it's smart. I saw the Blake Griffin thing. I swear to God, bro, if he goes to the fucking Nets, dude, how much fucking help does that team need?
I don't know.
Just blown away.
They're not even. Well, they're still dealing with injuries, right?
To Dinwiddie. What do you mean? I don't think anyone else is injured. They have, I mean, yeah, they have, okay, Kyrie's been like in and out. I think Durant had like a little hammy issue, but like for nothing serious. They still have, I mean, come the fuck on. How many fucking people do you need?
Yeah, they're winning too. They're second in the East.
Oh, I would fucking hope so. Jesus.
Well, that's
Christ.
what I mean. Like, because I feel like for some reason I thought they were like really underperforming, but
yeah, I don't know. It's wild to me. He's probably gonna go to the Nets. I read that they were the front runner for him. And I'm calling it right now. He goes to the Nets, and he's a completely different player than what we've seen in the last year or two. Like he
won't need to be the number one scorer.
That's true. He's just gonna be he's gonna pop off again. He's gonna be dunking again. I'm telling you, bro. He hasn't been dunking because he doesn't want to get injured.
I was gonna say his usage rate is gonna go way down, but it's gonna allow him to play at a higher level.
Yeah. Here's the thing, man. I know, like, obviously the Nets are going all in. Like they're going for the championship. That's the whole point of this year.
Yep.
If they don't fucking win it, that might be one of the most embarrassing things ever in basketball.
I mean, the Nets already had a really embarrassing fuck up when they dumped their entire fucking roster for Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and like the Boston squad. Yeah, they did that first season.
Were they Brooklyn or were they New Jersey then?
Yeah.
They were Brooklyn. That's right.
Yeah,
well,
the
Nets. Yeah.
But yeah, and that turned out to be a fucking disaster, bro. They literally just took like the Boston championship team that was past their prime and was like, "Hey,
we'll do it again.
Come do it again in Brooklyn," and it did not go that way.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. You know, you have Harden who wants a championship. Blake Griffin wants a championship. You know, Kevin Durant already has it. Kyrie does, but they want to do it again, obviously. Now, Kyrie has something to prove. They all have something to prove, right? All of them. So this is their fucking year. But if they don't fucking win it, they should win it. They fucking should win it.
Absolutely.
But for some reason, I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't know why. I just feel like everything's saying no. Like, I don't know. As a basketball fan, I hope they don't. I really hope they don't. I hope honestly, if the Blazers don't win it, obviously I'm rooting for the Blazers because that's the team I want. That's my fucking team.
The Jazz are playing great.
I want the Jazz to win it all. I hope the Jazz win it all. If the Blazers obviously don't have a chance, don't look at me, chat. Don't even fucking speak right now. Blazers have a chance. They always do. Damian Lillard always has a chance. Shh. Vern, shut your mouth.
I agree with you.
I want the Jazz to win it. Just to prove that you just need a good all-around basketball team that plays well together, and you don't need. I mean, yes, Donovan Mitchell's a superstar. You could even argue Rudy Gobert is. I don't necessarily think he's a superstar. He's a phenomenal
All-star
player.
for sure.
But you don't need you don't need the 2 or 3 superstars on your team to win a championship. I would love for the Jazz to win. I would love it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. The second half of the season is going to be super interesting. So.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Brooklyn was plagued by injury a lot at the beginning, so I think they actually have a lot more potential than what they've been showing. Like,
we'll see.
if they mesh well, I feel like that team is like
They should win. They should win it all. Yeah,
they
absolutely.
Should. But that's the thing. They're in a position where they absolutely should win, right?
Yeah. They're in a tough situation. Almost, I don't know, man. It's almost lose-lose, right? Like, they win the championship, and everyone goes, good, you should have. Your team is stacked. You're supposed to. And then you lose it, and you go, yikes. Everyone's like, that's embarrassing. So, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like even if they win it, it's not going to be, like, that impressive. You know, which, I don't know. It's just this whole thing, the whole super team thing. That's why I hope a team that hasn't done that, Utah Jazz. You know, I honestly, any other team.
It would be nice to see.
Imagine, dude, Phoenix comes out of nowhere, wins it.
Yeah, to see like a small market team that just has some pieces, man. Like they're playing really well.
I would love for that to happen this year. Honestly, at the end of the day, if the Phoenix Suns and Chris
exciting.
Paul got his fucking
Suns
ring.
versus Knicks finals. Oh my god, dude, how insane would that?
You say wait, you meant Suns versus Nets? You said Knicks.
Knicks.
How would that? Why,
bro? That's what we're discussing right now.
The Knicks, but at least I'm talking about the Suns because they're an actual good team. The Knicks.
Knicks they just picked up Derrick Rose. And the Knicks are 5th in the East.
That does not change a single thing.
The Knicks are 5th in the East right now?
Yeah, that would be like 12th in the West.
Okay, but in order to have a fucking Knicks and Suns final, they literally only need to beat the East.
Yeah, fair enough. You're right.
So, and I'm still not convinced about the 76ers. Joel Embiid is playing like out of his fucking mind, like literally best in the NBA right now. Not convinced.
He's getting serious. He picked up the microphone.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that
the camera focuses on the base of the microphone and then you're blurry.
It's this is a podcast.
Okay, fair enough.
This is a podcast.
Nobody wants to
okay, I'm making a point right now. I'm not convinced about the Sixers. I flame the Bucks every single fucking year. Giannis is going to be. He's literally like the freakiest of fucking athletes I've ever seen. Okay, yeah. That doesn't mean his team's gonna win.
What about Boston?
The Nets, bro. They can't lose. But here's the thing: still not convinced about them either.
Yeah, Boston?
You got the Celtics who have been playing like ass this year.
Underperforming. And then you got the Raptors. Knicks. What about the Raptors?
What about them? They're literally like a win out of the playoffs.
Yeah, they've been underperforming. They've definitely been underperforming. I feel like
the Hornets are sitting higher than the Raptors right now.
The Hornets. You want to talk about LaMelo Ball?
Dude, I wish he was on the Pistons.
So I read something. Michael Jordan said he's completely exceeded their expectations so far.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, they drafted him for a reason because, you know, he has potential. But I think he's completely exceeded. I mean, he exceeded my expectations. I did not think he was going to be this good this fast. He is actually super fun to watch.
Well, so here's the thing. This is always my theory about LaMelo Ball. His dad is on record saying that LaMelo is the best of the 3 brothers. Right. And
fuck a dad for saying that.
He grew up. Yeah, actually though.
Fuck a dad for saying that. That's rude for fucking
playing with 2 older brothers.
Right.
Like, you've been playing against people that are
your mic
much
is
older than
peaking.
Much older than you, much more developed than you.
Yes.
Dude, I'm passionate. And like just in for the time being in a higher level of skill bracket. Like they hit puberty first, but he's still playing with them, right?
Yeah.
He's playing like high school, like varsity games as a freshman.
Yeah.
Maybe even before that. I don't know how that worked. Some people do that. But like he's always been like playing above his level.
Right.
And so it does not shock me in the slightest. Like even him not going to college, he went overseas. And granted, I don't think the league was as competitive, but he's playing against grown men.
Oh yeah,
right,
for sure, yeah.
So like, I think he set himself up for success.
For sure. I mean, I didn't really buy in. Like I didn't. Obviously, I'd heard everything. I saw the clips, you know, and I just didn't completely buy in because I didn't. One, their shots are so fucking weird. The NBA is a very physical league, and they're not. Like LaMelo, then again, LaMelo, and then all of a sudden LaMelo Ball just grew like another fucking 4 inches.
Yeah,
and that's when I was like, oh shit. And then I saw some clips from when he was overseas, and I was like, okay, holy shit, his passing is actually like, it's elite. Like it's already up there. Like there's some passes I've seen him do that there's a lot of fucking point guards in the goddamn NBA that I've never seen make a pass like that. Like he's already doing things that I'm like, okay, that's fucking dope. And he's got flair. He's fun to watch. I get it. I do.
Dude, he has a lot. Yeah,
he's horrible on defense.
A lot of confidence. He plays with a lot of but defense can be taught. The athleticism's there.
For sure, absolutely. No, I agree. The BB, like his basketball IQ is there, which I think basketball IQ can only be taught so much, right? And his basketball IQ is, I mean, he knows basketball probably better, as good as anyone, right? I mean, his basketball IQ is phenomenal. His passing's elite. Like I already think that his shooting is better than I expected. His shooting's only going to get better, and his defense has got to improve. Right? Honestly, I think he's. Granted, I haven't looked at the numbers. I think I said this last podcast, but I actually think he's got to be up there for Rookie of the Year conversation. He has to be. I haven't looked at Anthony Edwards' numbers, but I feel like LaMelo Ball's doing.
He's averaging 16 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds a game with almost 2 steals and almost 12.
He's got to be Rookie of the Year right now. As of right now, we're only halfway through the season. So, but I did not expect that. I didn't even think he would be like top 5 rookies or top 3. I didn't think he'd be top 3. I figured it would be Wiseman, Anthony Edwards, especially Anthony Edwards. I thought Anthony Edwards was kind of a shoe-in.
If we're going just on stats, he's crushing Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards
is averaging about 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal.
Which is still good. I mean, that's.
Oh, it's great for a rookie, but I'm just saying, like, just pure stats.
But the thing is, Anthony Edwards was also, everyone said he was NBA ready. He was the most NBA ready out of the draft class, and I did not think LaMelo Ball was going to be this NBA ready. And granted, he had a little bit of a slow start. He was a little rough, a lot of turnovers and doing some shit, but. They just played the Blazers and he was fucking great. I think he had his career high against the Blazers. I think he put up 30 something. So he was shooting well. He has crazy confidence and he's literally he's not a child, but he's a kid.
Dude, that was him that had that dunk on one of them Rockets
Anthony
players,
Edwards.
Right? Yeah.
Dude, he murdered that man.
That's all I had to say to describe it. Yeah, actually, dude, that should have been illegal.
That's dunk of the year so far. I can't think of a better
dunk of the decade, bro. Dude, I don't recall another dunk where somebody got like it. Not only was it just a nice dunk, right? He literally obliterated somebody.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Obliterated, dude.
Dude, it was crazy. Yeah, there was nobody even in the crowd, and he still did that. That's really fucked up. They're basically just playing, in the gym. Nobody's watching. He's still doing dunks like that over people. No.
Dude, disgusting.
It was beautiful. I don't know. I'm just really impressed with LaMelo Ball. So we'll see, man. Yeah. Second half of the season is gonna be fun. I feel like there's a lot of cool storylines this year for the NBA. The All-Star Weekend is gonna be a little weird because there's no fans. And All-Star Weekend is totally a fan event.
I wonder how they're going to do that. I wish, because I feel like All-Star Weekend will not be the same without people in the stadium. So I hope that they allow, and granted, it's still risky, I guess, but if they allow players to go.
I don't know. I think a lot of these players
they all have to be cleared and tested anyways, and they're all playing together anyway. Yeah, but I think why?
I think a lot of the players. I think the only people who are there are the people who are
participating.
Yeah, participating in the events or
in the weekend.
The games. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe not though. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think everyone else is like, okay, we're gonna take the weekend and take a little break. They get,
I honestly, I'm excited that we're gonna have an NBA All-Star Weekend, and it's the NBA, and they always do it up big, So I'm sure they got stuff planned to make it entertaining.
I mean, it starts tonight, right? I'm pretty sure there's events today.
It?
Yeah, today and tomorrow. I think. I can't remember the list of events for today, but I'm pretty sure it starts.
It's always, dude. I didn't even realize that. Yeah. It's always just been in February, and I knew it was coming up. Right? We've been talking about like the All-Star teams and stuff like that in chat. But I did not realize that it was this weekend.
Anthony Simons is in the dunk contest, which is dope. I'm excited. That dude, I've seen like just Twitter videos of him dunking just like in the gym, and it's actually fucking insane. That dude jumps so high. So I'm actually excited. He doesn't like go for crazy dunks in games or anything, but I know he can jump. So I'm really excited to see how he does in the dunk contest.
That'll be exciting. You know what? I got my what I'm gonna do this weekend.
And Dame got invited to 3-point contest, but he dropped out. So he doesn't.
I
want
wonder
to do
why.
it. Rest. He doesn't. I don't know. He
but how much is that taken out of you?
But he's also playing in the All-Star game.
All-Star game.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he should have been a fucking starter. Disrespected. But Luka got it because of the European fan votes.
Luka.
Yeah.
Not because of the European fan votes, because Luka Doncic is fucking one of the best guards the NBA has ever seen.
Okay, but Dame is having a way better season. Not a way better season, but he is having a better season. And the Mavericks have not been playing that well. They've been underperforming for sure. And according to owners and players, Dame got more votes to start, but Luka won because of the fan vote, that's just truth. That's just facts. Even Luka said, I'm pretty sure Luka even said he shouldn't have started. All the NBA players were like, yeah, no offense to Luka, but he should not have started over Dame.
Okay, well, Damian's averaging almost 30 points a game, 29.8.
The most
4 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1 steal.
Yeah.
And Luka is averaging 28.6 points, so about a point less per
Probably
game.
averaging more assists and
8
rebounds.
rebounds,
A lot bigger.
9 assists, 1 steal, and almost 1 block a game. So
what are the
on
Mavs?
paper,
Yeah, what are the Mavs record? Dame's also been carrying an injured Portland Trailblazers team.
Mavs standing.
I'm curious what they're standing.
Mavs are 18-6 right now, and
I think you said 8-16 for some reason. 18-6.
18-6, and the Blazers are 21-14.
The Mavericks are 18-6.
Yeah, they're the 8th seed right now.
That's way better. That's actually way better than I expected. They started off a little slow. They must be getting it going. I have seen Porzingis starting to play well.
I was gonna say Porzingis is coming off fucking injuries.
Yeah,
man.
but I think he's been playing a little bit better now. Oh, 18-16. Oh, okay, that makes so much more sense. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean they've had an all right start. I'm not saying Luka's not good, bro. Luka's fucking phenomenal. I'm just saying Dame deserved to start over him.
And I'm just saying I think you might be a little biased.
I'm not biased at all, bro. Listen to the media.
On paper, Luka Doncic deserves to start.
Statistically, fine. What about all the clutch game winners, bro? They don't put that on paper. That's fucked up.
They have 3 more wins than the Blazers, or than the Mavs.
Yeah, and think of the injuries, bro.
Okay.
I deal with your Pistons shit. At least my team is better. All right. At least I actually have some fucking. At least
I'm not
evidence.
Delusional.
You're not delusional? Pull the fucking podcast, bro. You told me that the Pistons were gonna win the NBA championship this year.
Under certain circumstances that didn't happen. That's not my fault.
Bro, even Luka said Dame should have started. So suck on it, bro. You gonna tell Luka he's wrong? God, dude. Ugh. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's All-Star weekend. It's a fan event. Who the fuck cares? But seriously, don't fucking disrespect me. I am. I'm fucking heated. Dude, imagine how much. Sorry about that. So much more respect Dame would have if he was on a big market team. God.
I think Damian gets a lot of respect.
Nah, he doesn't. Not for fucking casual fans. They don't know shit. Sorry. I'm getting heated. Bunch of casuals.
Okay. I think he gets a lot
you're
of
a casual. You know that, right?
Especially from his. I am more recently. Yeah.
You don't even watch basketball.
Yeah. Well, my team's not very good. I know the outcome.
Don't you like to watch other teams play?
I'd rather just catch the highlights. I don't have time, bro. I don't have time. I love the Detroit Pistons. Okay. If I want to carve out time to watch 3 hours, 2 hours of basketball every single night just to see I'll just catch the highlights.
I mean,
I don't have time for that.
It's hard.
I'm not invested in another team enough to want to take time out of my day to watch an entire basketball game.
Either watch basketball or you grind League of Legends. I get it. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to pick? Drink, alcoholism, League of Legends versus
Bro, you want me to have a
basketball.
drinking problem so bad?
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. You don't have a drinking problem.
I'm getting drunk tonight.
You got whiskey,
it's
bro?
Fine.
Where's your whiskey?
We've decided. I'm getting drunk. Literally, as soon as the podcast is over, it's 12:30.
Alcoholism is not a joke, ladies and
hammered.
gentlemen. Okay, we're sometimes you just you got to laugh at dark stuff. It's just that's how we handle things here.
I'm getting drunk. somebody's gonna have a problem tonight.
Did you have?
It's probably not gonna be me.
Interesting. Did you have your poor girlfriend? Did you have any more topics?
I mean, we've been going for a while. There's a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. There was I wanted to touch on WandaVision. One, just because I like fucking love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and there's not gonna be anything in my lifetime that even compares. Not just like, oh, superhero stuff, oh, super cool, like we love that. I'm talking about like, bro, there are like so many, like I feel like they have everything planned out. I feel like everything has been planned out since before I was born.
Yeah,
and it's just now, dude.
They do though.
Literally,
yeah,
they have a roadmap. Insane, bro. My favorite, one of the things, and it's very early on, and I don't think it's like a spoiler.
You don't think it's a spoiler? Well, I don't like that. It's
definitely not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. It was so there's a character that had a small, very tiny cameo in Ant-Man and Wasp. At the end of that film,
Spoilers.
Where
I don't remember who the cameo was.
Where Ant-Man shows him. I think Ant-Man shows him like basically he does like a little magic trick. He does a magic trick with a card, right? And he was like at the end of the movie, he's like, "How do you do that?" Right? And that was it. That was all it was ever touched on. And then just real quickly, like just very briefly, he's like introducing himself in the show and he gives them a business card with the magic trick. And it's just little things like that that just pop up constantly.
That makes it so much more enjoyable. You know, when you have that connection, when you make that connection. They do that a lot.
Like the show is like enjoyable in its own right. And then I'll go on TikTok and see like I was watching this from 2003 and I saw this and I'm like, bro, my mind is blown. Like this is so sick. And like, dude, and Marvel is just unmatched when it comes to things like that.
Okay, see, I know you're a fucking troll every time I bring up this movie franchise, but the reason I like it so much is because it does the exact same thing, and that's Back to the Future.
Disgusting.
You can, oh my God, you can watch Back to the Future 1 and you watch it, right? And then you watch them all and you don't really notice things. And then you go back and watch them and you start to notice little things where you're like, holy fuck, that in the background over there is a scene from the third movie or the second movie. And you're like, how did I never notice that? Like, holy shit.
That's cool.
And there's so much of that all over those movies. And that's why they're so good.
A TikTok where it was just something that was very, very minute in one of the I don't recall like the actual like which movie it's from or like the scenario behind it, but they're apparently like when Marty goes back to the past or something. I don't fucking know. But he runs his car into a tree.
Yep. Oh,
and
yeah.
In the
Lone
future,
Pines.
In the future, it was Twin Pine something. Yep. But because Marty ran his car and knocked out one of the pine trees, it was Lone Pine. Like it changed
it's the name.
Just a little thing like that like
it's the name of the shopping center. Yeah, it's called called Twin Pines Mall or something. And then he goes back. It's in the first movie. Then he goes back to the like 1955, and then he crashes into the tree, and then he comes back to the future, and it's Lone Pine Mall. Yeah.
And that's something that like they didn't need to do, right? They didn't need to do, but they added it. And if you did see it and you did catch it, it just makes everything so much fucking better.
And all the movies are like that. Throughout all of them, you'll notice shit like that. But you don't really notice them unless you're, I don't know. Usually you notice them like after the first watch. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Because my first watch, I was too busy trying to find out a different solution to him banging his mom in order to get back to the future. I feel like there were like several opportunities.
I feel like you didn't watch it. You didn't watch the movie.
I did watch it.
You did not.
Recently.
You literally didn't watch the movie. If that's
I did.
You're trolling because that is. I know you're trolling because that's not even what. It's the exact opposite. His mom's trying to bang him. Idiots. That's the whole thing.
No, that's what makes it fucking bad. Because his mom is trying. She doesn't know. Obviously, she doesn't know that it's her son, right? But it's fucking weird. But he knows this, and instead of being like, "Hey, maybe
what is he supposed to say? Hey, leave me alone. I'm your son."
No, but he doesn't have to be like, "Hey, let's go to prom together." Like she tries to bang him, and then he's like, "No,
did you watch the movie?
I can't do this. Let's go to prom." No, bro.
You're such a doofus. You didn't watch the movie. It's part of the plot. It's part of the plan to get her there, to have this scene happen so that he can get his parents back together. Did you fucking watch the movie? It sounds like you don't know how to even comprehend a fucking plot.
he could have just got picked on at school. It doesn't have to be an intimate fucking date with his mom.
Ah, dude, you're such a fucking doofus.
He could have just been a dickhead
You
at
didn't.
school.
You obviously didn't understand the movie. You're gonna have to watch it again. No,
wanted to
you
bang his
obviously
mom.
didn't. Oh,
Disgusting.
I fucking hate you most of the
Dude,
time.
I hope this becomes like a segment.
It's not a
where we talk
segment.
about,
No,
every single
we're done with
every
this.
podcast I want to talk about Back to the Future.
No, because you know it's so triggering. Because I can see, I literally can see your face. You can't see me, but I can see you, and that stupid fucking grin.
Yeah,
stupid.
Same, bro.
You know why it's so stupid? Because you're so good looking, but you have this little fucking just.
There's different solutions. Is all I'm gonna say.
Shut up, bro.
There could have been so many different ways he went about that.
Listen, man, you don't know about any solutions because you've never had to go in a time machine to go back and save your parents to make sure that you still exist.
It's just kind of a dick move because he led a girl on. It just so happened that the girl he led on was his mom.
The only I'll give you this. The only thing that's weird is that like all that happens, right? And you know, she has this thing for she calls him Calvin Klein. And then they go back to the future, and then she has a child, and she doesn't go, "What the fuck? You're Calvin Klein from when I was a kid. Like, why do you look like the guy that I had the hots for?" That's the only thing that I think is a little weird. There's probably more, but yeah, that's a little weird. But it's fine. We just skim over that. All right, the movies are perfect. They don't have any problems. Okay, they're fucking classics.
I mean, one of my favorite movie franchises is Fast and the Furious, and we're sitting here nitpicking all the things that kind of make it convoluted. Wouldn't have a movie franchise anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, it started as car movies, racing, street racing, and then it just became an all-out action series.
It was never about cars and racing. It was about family.
It was
Brennan,
about family.
Get that through your brain.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I fucking love the Fast and the Furious series. I do. Because they're so like they don't take it. It doesn't take itself serious. It knows how far fetched it is, and it just keeps getting more far fetched. And I love that.
Movie franchise.
I'm fully expecting a Fast and the Furious movie to be in space one day. Like it has to be.
I think that's where they're going with the next one.
Fantastic.
And Diesel's gonna look over and say, "I gotta save my family," and then fucking jets it off of a ramp, and then rocket boosters open up from the back, and they send that shit to the moon.
Fuck yeah, I'm down. Honestly, I'll go to the theaters and see it.
And I will.
The money's already gone. I've already bought the tickets. It's a sell. So, anyways, great movie series. I mean, top tier.
Yeah, if you haven't, I know you haven't seen all of WandaVision yet, so I don't want to talk about it too much. I don't want spoilers. Just go fucking watch it, and then, dude, we can talk about it at a later podcast. It's so good.
All right, I'll do that.
Especially because, dude, so it definitely starts off weird, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard the first 2 episodes.
And people were like, "Oh, this is fucking shitty." And maybe it wasn't as bad for me because I started watching it after like the 3rd episode, so I was able to watch the first 3 episodes
back to
just
back.
binge them. Yeah. And so it wasn't as bad for me. It was kind of just like a continuation.
Right.
Whereas like a lot of people were really shitting on it for the first like couple episodes.
I heard. People were like, "This is not good." But then the next couple episodes came out, and I was like, "Okay, it's great." Okay, well, I'll watch that, but you have to watch The Office.
I do on occasion. Like I just need something to go to bed to.
No, not on occasion. You need to start on episode 1, and you need to keep going. They're 20-minute episodes. 20 minutes.
How many is there?
There's like you only need to watch the first 5 seasons.
Okay, how many is there?
7 or 8, I think.
How many episodes?
10. I think 10 a season. It's not that bad.
Okay, so less than 100. I thought it was going to be over 100.
I think there's only 10 a season. Maybe more, but maybe 9 episodes a season. I don't think the seasons are that long.
201.
Yeah, but the last 2 seasons you don't even need to watch.
This fucker goes. This fucker goes. I will watch.
Oh, never mind. It's 9 seasons, 24 episodes. I was totally wrong. They go by quick, bro. You'll fly through them.
I'll watch WandaVision, a new series with only 10 episodes.
You know what I'm watching?
You watch all 201 episodes of The Office? Bro, get out of here.
Bro, as someone who prides himself on being the funny guy, the fact that you've never seen The Office in full, which is arguably one of the best like comedy television shows of all time, It disgusts me. It disgusts me. Like, how do you don't even understand Office references? Like, how am I friends with you?
And I'm so mad funny.
You'd be funnier if you actually understood.
I'm relying on the Office to be funny.
Anyways, I'm watching New Girl. Have you watched New Girl?
Dude, phenomenal.
So I always knew it was really good. What's that?
People compared me to Schmidt before, and it's like the best compliment I've ever gotten.
I can kind of see that. I hate that, but I can kind of see that. Schmidt is the best character on that show,
Dude,
at least so far.
I mean, no, they all have moments.
They're all great. I like them all, but it was one of those shows that's like, okay, everyone loves it, but I don't know. I've never watched it. I've just never gotten into it. But I was like, I need a show to just throw on while I'm just chilling, hanging out with Co. And so I threw it on, and then like I was like 3 or 4 episodes in, I was like, yep, now I get it. I get why people love this show. This shit's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Schmidt is a goddamn treasure. I love that dude.
Bro, he's so funny.
So funny.
And it like seems so natural. But yeah, dude, Winston has his episodes, Coach has his episodes, Nick has his episodes, obviously Jess, Cece, bro. It is a great show. And it's one of those ones that you don't need to like obviously there's continuity. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Where like it follows like storylines and stuff like that. But you could jump in at any point and enjoy the show.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I like shows like that. Parks and Rec is kind of the same way, even though I feel like it's got a little bit more of an overall story than other shows. But you watch Parks and Rec too, right?
Yeah.
All of it?
Yes.
You sure?
I don't remember it because I watched it forever ago, but I've seen every episode.
It's so fucking good. That was my show that I watched. I binged like all of last year. I watched so much of that show. It was so goddamn funny. God. Anyways, enough about television shows because I'll never stop. Anything else we need to talk about on this fine Saturday afternoon, my friend? Episode 32 of the podcast.
I mean, there's always things that I want to talk about, but I feel like we'd go on forever. So, I mean, that's a good ending spot. I'm happy with it. I feel good about the podcast today.
Did you wait one more? Sorry, because someone said something. Did you watch Raised by Wolves?
No, actually, I've never even heard of it.
So it's an HBO sci-fi show. I think it's HBO. It's on HBO Go. It is the weirdest, but do you like sci-fi shows? You don't watch The Expanse either, do you?
No, but only because it wasn't available to me for the longest time.
You should watch The Expanse. Fucking phenomenal, especially the most recent seasons because their budget is just insane through Amazon now. But Raised by Wolves is super sci-fi, but it's just fucking weird. It's super bonkers, but it's visually really dope. It's if you just want to, I don't know if you'll like it. I feel like that show you won't like because you're gonna be like, this is just too weird. But
I mean, dude, we're in quarantine. I'm literally looking for other stuff. So, and I've said this before, like the reason like The Office is so hard for me to get into right now is because it spans it's so long. There's 201 episodes, and I know you're like they're 20-minute episodes.
I'm telling you, it will go by so fast.
Yeah, but that's like usually now when I put on a show, like I literally will commit to like one episode. Like I just started watching Dragon Ball Super again, and that has like 170 episodes. But I literally will watch like 1 or 2 episodes before bed, go to sleep, and I'll wake up like 10 more episodes deep. And so like I'm already on episode 70, but I haven't seen probably about 50 of those episodes. So like that's how I'm watching TV right now. And I don't want to, because I can watch The Office right now, and if I do actually watch it, it will take me forever.
You just hit. Oh, that's because you leave it on and you don't pause it when you go to sleep. Yep. Then you just go back to the episode you remember watching and watch it from there.
If I'm watching 1 episode, 2 episodes a night, Bran, that's still gonna take me minimum.
How long do you, on average, how long do you spend watching TV before you fall asleep? On average.
Before I fall asleep?
Yeah.
Literally an episode or 2 of Dragon Ball, which is also 20-minute, 30-minute episodes.
Okay, so there you go. You watch 2 or 3 episodes. You're literally doing the same thing with a show you've already watched. Why not do it with a show you've never watched?
Because I don't actually watch it. I go to bed.
Okay. You do you, bro. Eventually, maybe someday, has your girlfriend ever watched The Office? Because I feel like she has. Yeah, no, I feel like Nova is very top tier cultured when it comes to television and movies. We've bonded over our love for Willow. which you didn't seem to enjoy very much, but I did force you to watch it, and you did watch it with me, so I appreciate you. Thank
bro,
you.
how you coming at me right now after your girlfriend flamed you for wanting to watch it? And I said, no, I will of course watch it with you. And I wasn't miserable. So I chalked that up to a
W. Good. And then The Princess Bride, you know, there's just, which is a fucking classic, by the way. I feel like, have you seen that, Princess?
No, but Nova made me watch it.
Did you liked it, didn't you?
Yeah, it was good. It definitely was good.
It was so good. So good.
And she also just recently made me watch all of the Lord of the Rings too. I had never seen them before. Not for lack of trying though.
All right, you know what? She's taking care of this. This is perfect. You know what? If she's the one that can get you to watch all these things, I'll take it. Finally, finally.
Dude, I still, and like Star Wars. Oh, we watch all of Star Wars too.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just really pissed off a lot of people. Star Wars is overrated, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. Mandalorian is fucking great. Dude, love Mando.
I really enjoyed Mandalorian because that's the thing. Because of the world building and like the different creatures and the different planets they're from and stuff like that, and like meeting all these different characters and things. Like it was really interesting, right? Like that was one of the main selling points for me in Mandalorian. But then like go and watch the movies and they just fucking drag on forever, bro. I'm like, dude.
They're just too campy for me. I don't mind the length and how they drag on. They're just too campy in the sense that everything you think's gonna happen happens for the most part, except for like maybe 2 things throughout the entire series. I don't know. I get it because it's especially now because it's owned by Disney. Disney can't be too crazy. They got to be campy and safe and yada yada yada. But that just ain't for me. So anyways, before we bag on some more hugely popular movie franchises and we lose even more of our viewers.
I feel like
I think we should wrap it up there.
Respect our opinion.
They're like, Gold Glove, you're a fucking idiot. You think Star Wars is overrated and Interstellar? I'm just trying to get reviews, bro. Just yell at us. Tell us we're wrong, please. Leave us a review if you're listening to this.
I was gonna go into a whole rant about how the rich get richer on social media and like content as far as content goes. I was gonna go into a whole rant, but if you wanted to help us in our podcast, you can leave a review. Because that's what algorithms like, and it doesn't actually matter about the content.
It's true, actually.
It's more about how much engagement
it's true
you can get.
Leave a review, leave a comment. It helps us tremendously. You can even say you look like a fucking shoe, bro. As long
as it's 5 stars.
Well, yeah, true. 5 stars would help. That would be nice. Thank you so much. If you guys are listening to this, all jokes aside, you guys can check out our links down below. I'm Gold Glove on everything. Obviously, he's Vern. Thank you guys for listening to episode 32 of Brothers to the End podcast. We are going to be back in 2 weeks' time. Thank you guys for spending a little bit of your day with us. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace out. Have a good night. What the fuck is this song? Cut that shit out of the goddamn podcast. This shit sucked.